Hello everybody, my name is Stefan Erson and thank you for watching this Alumnair video. Quick questions, people ask us, how do you have the idea of creating Alumnair website? It's very easy. 2020 was a very difficult year in the aerospace. Many of people have lost their job. But there was one company which has been badly hit. It's Airbnb. Airbnb created a wonderful website to help all the 25% employee. And I think that was a great idea. So we decided with Odia, the co-founder, to create this website and to put everything online, which is a blog, a job board, how to create your startup, and mentorship. So all the toolbox is here. If you have any question on the aerospace, or if you have any ideas of how we can help the aerospace community, please come and see us. We'll be very happy to host you on our website. Thank you very much and see you soon on the Alumnair flight.
Hello everybody and welcome to Alumnair. We are a free community-based website supporting the aerospace and travel tech communities to rebound after the COVID-19 crisis. As Stefan just said, we look forward to welcoming you on alumnair.com. And in addition, we're looking to expand our Alumnair team. So why not join your skills to ours to make Alumnair an even better experience for our users? Talk to us on contact@alumnair.com. Today we're delighted to welcome Kriss Akabusi, MBE. Kriss is a world champion athlete. He is a former TV presenter. He is a very well-known keynote speaker. And also he is a community activist supporting young people in the UK to transition towards self-sufficiency. So Kriss, it's great to have you with us today. You're very welcome to Alumnair. And I'm going to kick off with the very first question. So we've already mentioned that you're on the board of the Airbus Foundation, but if we talk a little bit more about aviation and flying and so on, tell us, what is your personal relationship with flying?
I'll tell you what, I first started flying, seriously, when I was about 16, 17, and the first plane I took was an Airbus. It was an Airbus from Dusseldorf to England, and I remember the postcards, and I got the postcard and I sent that back to my then wife and say, I'm on an Airbus. And so that's my first introduction to Airbus. But you are quite right. 2008, I became a member of the Airbus Foundation. Airbus wanted to make sure that where all its entities are all over the globe, that its colleagues had an opportunity to, first of all, invest in their community, but then also do good works internationally. And so the foundation was part of the foundation board of experts, and my expertise was young people, because I do work with young people, so I could feed into the board my experiences with young people, what might and might not work.
Kriss, it's a pleasure to have you today. You have been to 3 Olympic Games. You won the World Cup in '91 with this famous race that we're gonna, of course, discuss about it today, about how to rebound and about resilience and preparation. You've been a successful athlete and, of course, a successful businessman. How do you transpose your experience in sport into of course, the business arena?
To be world class, you have to have absolute clarity about what you're about. In order to achieve the goal, you yourself, the individual, will have a real key expertise that is of material benefit to achieving the goal. But it'll be only one, and that gives you your significance in the team. So once you know who you are and what you're about, you have significance in the team because you know that you deliver your expertise and you're 100% committed to the overall goal. And then you're surrounded by like-minded individuals who have a unifying principle and an organising dream to achieve that goal. And that, for me, is the essence. There are rules and regulations, there are time frames, there are vital resources, but it's about the clarity, the focus, the commitment, the dedication, and all of us knowing our significant role in delivering the overall objective.
Thank you very much for this insight, Kriss. In fact, Mark Cuban, the billionaire, used to say, focus for the sake of purpose. And this is exactly what you said today about your experience. And you had, I think also, you had dedication and personal discipline. That's a very, very great insight. Last year was a tremendous year, so of course, for the Alumnair community and for the aerospace community, but also for the Olympics game. How do you prepare yourself when you're an athlete and you have to be champion the year after you plan to be? How do you work on that?
So the Olympics this year, so this is very interesting because so many athletes would have been preparing for the Olympics last year. And unfortunately, there will be some people who were in the peak of shape for 2020 that will be on the decline in 2021. There will be others who would not have been quite ready in 2020 who will be in their golden period moment in 2021. And that is the dice, and that's the world we live in. We like to have this left brain, logical certainty. We like to rely on our Apollonian scientific redactive learning. But every now and again, the world throws in something that says, it doesn't work like that. I can't affect anybody else in the room. I've got to step up in the here and now and deliver my greatness.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Kriss. And the here and now. So what is Kriss Akabusi in the here and now? What are you doing today? And what drives the work you do today, Kriss?
That's a fabulous question on you. It's interesting. I've been giving this a lot of thought recently because I'm now 63, and I've had a great athletic career, good business career, 30-year business career. This is going to sound morbid, but I'm very aware of my mortality. And even if with the best will in the world, if we say we have 80 years, that's 80 years of productive life on Earth, and that's a good life. I've got 17 left. And so I really am at a stage of my life where I'm asking myself, okay, what is this journey really, really, really about? I've had my time of making medals. I've had my time of making money. But what's my life really, really about? And when I'm asked to define what success is, I define success in life as the life you lead, the lessons you learn, and the legacy you leave. Let me say that again. The life you lead, the lessons you learn, and the legacy you leave.
How do you manage personal training and just for inspirational for our audience, how do you manage personal training and I will say success in a team? Because that's two things very different.
Yeah. So I will say that the relay team was always the icing on the cake. As an individual, it's always, athletes are very self-centered. The world revolves around you. When you're at the grassroots, competition can be ferocious and it can be very, very ugly. But when you're at the top end, top 3 or 4 or 5%, competition is actually much more about collaboration. When you compete with people who are at the peak of their game, by definition, the standard rises another 10, 15%. So that you yourself are going to perform whatever happens 10, 15% better because you are in the arena of champions. So they are your collaborators to bring out your greatness. That's why there is a way when you operate with people at that level, there's utter respect. When you vanquish 7 other world-class athletes, there's utter respect. But you could never have done it without their collaboration.
Kriss, in 1991, you won the World Championship in Tokyo. Even the speakers didn't believe in you because 200 meters before the race, before the end of the race, when you were really at the last corner, he said America first, England second. How can you decide this is going to be the day and talk to your 3 colleagues and said that's going to be the day? Today we're going to make history.
That's a great question, Stefano. So I'm going to tell you. You see, you're first of all, you're right. The Americans were the best, and if you took their times, all their times, you took all of our times, and you laid them side by side, they'd be 10 meters ahead of us. But that's logical thinking. The world doesn't actually work like that. And so when we got together and we discussed our strategy and we came up with this new way of working and briefly put, what we, in this relay, normally if I ask you your delegates, if I ask you in a relay team, 4 guys, 4 people, where would you put your best man? I'll ask you, in a relay team, where do you put your best athlete in the relay team? Tell me, where do you put your best person?
I would say instinctively at the end.
Exactly, Anya. Exactly. And you're not wrong. Everybody we do that. But what we realised by doing that, we were conceding ground to the Americans because by the time we gave the baton to our last runner, they'd be long gone. So we did it the other way round. We put our best guy first, second best guy second, third, and myself the last the fundamental hurdler on the last leg. Staying in the moment, being in the team, trusting the strategy, going with the flow.
Thank you very much, Kriss, for this very inspirational talk. It was great to have you today. Personally, what I remember for what you just said is your definition of success, how you define yourself, your success is the life you lead, the lesson you learned, and the legacy you leave. I think that's a very, very great insight. And I remember also for me, which I've been a little bit in sport, is that at this very high level, your competitors are your collaborators. You have to work in the team to pass the 15% and be able to top that. That's a very, very great insight. Thank you very much for being with us today.